Elon Musk just warned, "We will stop Russia." The Russian invasion of Ukraine caused many people to fear that Ukraine's internet access would be cut off, either through hacking or by the destruction of internet infrastructure, or both. There have been some temporary outages and attacks on government websites, but for the most part there's no internet blackout. Nevertheless, after Ukraine's Vice Prime Minister, Mikhailo Fedorov, tweeted an appeal to Elon Musk, the man sent an entire truck loaded with his satellites, Starlink. Why did Musk send this even though the internet was not down? Is Musk planning to make a partnership with Ukraine by helping it? Hello everyone! Welcome to Genius's Guide, your daily dose of geniusness. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Musk's recently made gesture to stop Russia. So without further delay, let's get into it. Recently, a truckload of Starlink satellite dishes, also known as Dishys, showed up in Ukraine. Elon Musk also switched on Starlink's space internet service in the country, generating good press about his world-saving generosity. Even though it is not clear whether or when Ukraine will be in need of alternate internet service, it certainly can't hurt to have the public support of one of the world's richest individuals. Many worry that support would bring additional risks if Russia tracked satellite signals and targeted whoever was using them. Concerns echoed by Musk himself several days later. Musk isn't the only tech magnate Fedorov has appealed to for help during the invasion. Over the past few days, he has tweeted sometimes emotional pleas to Apple and Tim Cook to block App Store's access in Russia, to Google and its CEO, Sundar Pichai, and to Facebook and its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. He asked Google and its CEO, Susan Wojcicki, to deplatform Russia's state media, Cloudflare and its CEO, Matthew Prince, to block Russia's access to their services, Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg to block Russian access to their services. Fedorov has also called on payment processors and crypto exchanges to cut off Russia and urged cyber specialists to join an IT army. It's part of a plan that seems to work, but it's no secret that Russia uses social media to spread its propaganda. Ukraine, however, has come up with its own social media tactics, with its leaders using personal and often heartfelt appeals on various social media platforms. As Fedorov said in a tweet, "Win the hearts of the world while cutting Russians off from technology. That's become essential to many aspects of their daily lives." He also tweeted, "In 2022, modern technologies are one of the best responses to tanks, rockets and missiles. I've addressed the biggest tech giants to support the sanctions for Russian Federation. We asked them to help us to stop this outrageous aggression on our people." And that's because Fedorov hasn't gotten everything he asked for from the other companies, but they have offered some help. Apple stopped selling stuff in Russia, stopped using Apple Pay there, and got rid of state-run news apps in its App Store. YouTube's deplatforming state-controlled media in Europe, while Google and YouTube have stopped monetizing state-controlled channels and websites. Meta restricts access to Russian state-controlled media on Facebook and Instagram in the European Union and demotes posts with links to Russian state-owned media globally. The deal with Musk, however, was exactly what Fedorov wanted, from a CEO who loves attention and likes to take on well-publicized problems with his own Musk-branded technological solutions. Musk has shown a willingness to get involved in the Russian-Ukrainian conflict in other ways, too. He tweeted SpaceX's logo at a Russian official who said the International Space Station would fall out of the sky if Russia was cut off from it. Musk's efforts have been more successful before. In 2018, he tweeted that he fixed the lead-contaminated water in Flint homes. Although it doesn't appear that happened, the Elon Musk Foundation did donate lead-filtering water fountains to several Flint schools last month. Also, earlier this year, Musk tweeted that he was going to send Starlink terminals to Tonga after a volcanic eruption cut the cable that provides the island's internet with electricity. As soon as Starlink's access was restored, it provided the island with 50 dishes and free service. The gift helped the people of Tonga and showed Starlink at its best, in remote locations that don't have access to wired services or cellular networks. As for Starlinks in Ukraine, it looks like it's up and running. A man named Oleg Kutkov, who lives in Kiev, stated that his Dishy was working. Kutkov said he didn't buy the dish through Musk's donation. He got it through eBay. Initially, he was unable to connect it to the internet, and he did not expect that he would be able to do so in the future. Kutkov is an engineer, which is why he obtained the dish to see how it worked, not to make it work. Shortly after that, Russia invaded his country. He said, "I saw Elon's tweet and decided to try to connect my Dishy." With help from SpaceX, he managed to transfer the US-based account associated with the Dishy to his current location. Kutkov said, "I was glad to test it and share my results. A lot of people are waiting for this." Ukraine seems happy about Musk's generosity, but it's not necessary. A lot of people have reported intermittent internet outages in the country, but it's not easy for an invasion army to cut a country off from the internet, which is provided by many companies through a variety of mediums, including fiber optic cables, cellular networks, and satellite connections. It's not like Tonga, where one cable supplies the whole country with internet. Perhaps it's even more difficult to cut off the internet in a country like Ukraine, which, for years, has been subject to Russian cyber attacks, so it had to make its internet services as secure as possible. In any case, Starlink appears to be a good thing on the surface, even if it's overhyped like everything else Elon Musk does. There are many reasons for this invasion, and one of them is that many Ukrainians have access to the internet as a means of communication. Ukrainians have been downloading communication and connectivity apps, offline and online, in increased numbers in the last several days, including Signal, Telegram, Zello, and yes, Starlink. As Fedorov demonstrated in his tweets, Ukraine's government has used the internet to promote its case to the rest of the world and combat pro-Russian disinformation spread via the nation's infamous internet propaganda arms. Despite the support and sympathy of many of the nations of the world, Ukraine is surrounded by economic sanctions and companies are withdrawing their services and products from the country on a daily basis. But Musk did not tell us how many dishes he sent over, nor do we know who will get them or how they will be used, and neither SpaceX nor Ukraine's Ministry of Digital Transformation responded to requests for comment. But Fedorov wrote in a tweet that Starlink keeps our cities connected, adding a picture of what appears to be a Dishys installed on a roof, presumably in Ukraine. Then he made an appeal to several companies for generators to keep Starlink and other services running if the electricity went out. Musk responded to this tweet the next day, telling us that a software update would allow the Dishys to be powered through a cigarette lighter in a car. He can't forget his pots. He added that he had enabled roaming on the Dishys. Some Dishys only work at the addresses they've been activated from, allowing them to be easily moved and used wherever reception is available. But a couple of hours later, Musk tweeted an ominous warning. Starlink signals could be tracked by Russians, so Ukrainians should use them with caution. Information that ideally would have been passed on before Ukrainians began their well-publicized use of the service. Musk's belated worries were echoed by Josh Lospinoso, a former US Army cyber officer and CEO of cybersecurity from Shift 5. Lospinoso said, "Russia has specialized planes with very wide collection areas. They own the airspace over Ukraine. Even a few moments of use is enough for Russia electronic intelligence systems to triangulate a ground station for an airstrike. Therefore, if one were to put it simply, Ukraine has a different set of needs and risks than, say, Tonga." In my opinion, it's quite possible that Musk did account for those when he made the quick decision to deploy his Dishys to Ukraine. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Tell us in the comments, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for us to provide you with more must-know developments in finance and technology. And we'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.